Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For this video, I'm going to be doing more of like a chatty planner system situation here, but I'm not going to be doing any planning whatsoever. Instead, I'm going to talk about or like share my opinion because we are in the midst of planner season. That started sometime in July and now it's in August. Big brands like Hobonichi and also popular planner brands like Sterling Ink, Aura Estelle, and such, they have all been teasing the community with their 2025 planners and what they will be releasing next year. That I thought that maybe it would be a good opportunity to talk about my planner system and my thoughts about the stuff that's been out in the planner community lately. So I hope you indulge me with this chatty video as we talk about planner systems, particularly what I have been experiencing for the past 7 months, 7+ months or so. So I guess most of us have also encountered in any small or monumental struggle when it comes to planning this year, because we have been offered so many options, so many choices this year, with a lot of small and big planner companies giving all of these nice sizes, covers, layouts for us to choose from. So it's a good time to be in the planning community at this time. It could be a pro and a con, having many options would lead to also decision paralysis and also wanting to just buy all of the things. And I'm acknowledging all of these things that have happened because I have been right smack in the middle of it. And even if I have joined the community a little bit later in the game, sometime in 2023, I do appreciate the options that we have on hand, but I think it's good to take a pause and think about the year so far and how has it been going, how's the planner system serving my purpose and my intention for the year. So I just want to start this conversation with a very honest opinion about some of my struggles when it comes to particularly with multiple planners. If you haven't had the chance, I'm going to link my 2024 planner lineup video in the card so you'll have an idea that I started with 4 planners this year. I had the very best intentions and I had the very best goals in mind on what I wanted to plan and track in all of those 4 planners. I planned that particular thing very meticulously, but then very quickly in the beginning of the year, specifically in Q1, I've already encountered some issues along the way. That is not speaking about the planner. It's more of how I've used it, my headspace at that time, and the things that have happened in my life that caused some big shifts in the way my mind worked and how I used my planner. The very first struggle that I had to deal with was updating 4 planners all at the same time. In a lot of the YouTube videos that I've watched, a lot of us have started the year with multiple planners, whether it's 2 and above, 10. I've seen people with 16 planners. We all had great plans on how to use up all of these planners, but then when stuff happened, when life happened, it just became a little bit too overwhelming to update all of these planners that we had, right? And especially when you had to travel, whether for work or for personal, if you want to go on vacation, bringing all of your 5 planners, in my case 4 planners with me, was a bit of a struggle. So much difficulty. I really wanted to bring them, but because of portability issues, and the weight and that kind of thing, I had to make some choices on which essential ones that I really needed to bring with me. That kind of like started the entire issue of difficulty of updating my planners. When you're out on vacation, you want to be present, right? So you want to really enjoy the time that you have with your family, or if you're traveling solo, you want to be present in where you are, because your intention in vacation is to unwind, right? Or to detach yourself from the things that are becoming too much. And sometimes when you have your planner with you, whether you brought all of your planners or you brought only just one, sometimes it's a bit of a difficulty to sit and update your planner, right? Most of the time I was not in the right headspace. My mental health was not really good that I would not update certain parts of my planner, and that quickly escalated to from 1 week to 2 weeks not being able to update my my pages and all of my trackers. So that demotivated me, that put me out of my loop in the consistency that I was with my health planner at the beginning. So that's the reason why having multiple planners for me was really a big difficulty at the beginning of the year. And I'm still trying to catch up with my health planner, to be honest, but it's because I have committed myself to tracking my health. I will definitely be catching up. But I just wanted to bring that out because even if you, as I said, even if you had the best intentions, life happens. So it's good to have that kind of realization so that the start of 2025, or when I am in the thick of the planner season, I know what to use and I know what kind of decision that I need to take. And to be honest, all of these new releases are really sweeping me off my feet in terms of the decision that I already have in place. It's shaking my resolve, but talking this out with you guys is also helping me to assess what my needs are, because I really need to be cognizant of how I spend my time, how I use the tools that I have to better myself and to achieve my goals. I mentioned the difficulty of having multiple planners is right there, and the fact that I also separated work and personal planning. I started the year with a B6 common planner for personal and the B6 take a note for my work planner, and I quickly realized that I would usually have repetitive information in those two planners, particularly with journaling, because one of the biggest struggles that I had with the B6 take a note is that I don't work on weekends, so I had no idea what to use the weekly vertical, the weekend section there for. So I decided to journal, decorate that stuff. I was also doing that in my B6 common planner, the journaling part. So I felt like I was journaling repetitively, and sometimes I would also micro journal in my 5-year diary. So I was journaling in several places, and that repetitive information became tedious for me. So that was also the reason why the concept of multiple planners is not working so well for me, and that was also the root cause of my struggle and my anxiety with my planners. And then the fact that I had separated my work and personal made me have the need to fill up the empty spaces, filling those empty pages with information that is not valuable. As I mentioned, when I was doing multiple journaling across different books, I felt that I was being repetitive, and sometimes the things that I journal in another book may not be valuable when I reference them back. So all of these things, factors about multiple planners, piled up one after the other, and that resulted in a lot of anxiety and a lot of unhappiness and struggle within my planning space that I definitely need to take a step back and assess the planner system that I had at the beginning. That was mostly Q1, basically. The struggle happened in Q1. So I had to think about my needs, rethink about things again so that I can find a solution so that I'm still able to meet my goals for the year, and to also help me deal with the anxiety, because we have planners to help us, right? It's not supposed to bring us anxiety. It's not supposed to be a chore for us. So, but then when stuff happens, right, that's the reason why we have all of these feelings. So when it comes to finding a solution for the challenges that I've faced at the beginning of the year, I turned to bullet journaling, specifically the original bullet journal method by writer Carol. Bullet journaling helped me solve all of the issues that I had with my planner system. With the bullet journal method, everything stays in one book. I find so much value in that because there is everything in this book that I need when it comes to dumping out all of my thoughts and ideas, whether it's work or personal. The fact that this is just a dotted notebook is giving me a lot of flexibility and modularity when it comes to changing things up, and the fact that I don't really need to make this artsy. I don't need to draw anything. I don't need to make an elaborate spread. I can make some collections and I can change up the layout whenever I want, and I really appreciate the fun and functionality, the modularity and flexibility of this system, and I get to be whatever I want want to be here. I get to journal, I get to practice gratitude, I get to note down some of my wins, I get to log about tasks at work, I can make some collections out here, and only just very recently I did some sparse decorating, if you call that decorating. I just wanted to put down a couple of stickers, stamping and stuff like that, include some vellums out here. But the fact that everything lives in this book is really working so well for me, and that eased my anxiety a great deal, and that even my hyperfixation with filling out the entire page is actually being fulfilled in this kind of system. Just wanted to say that the beauty of this original method is so valuable to me, and that's the reason why I am continuing with this system for 2020. I have learned to appreciate other planners that are coming up, having feelings of wanting to try out these planners, but then I came to this realization that I don't need to acquire everything. And for me, that is peace. Admiring without acquiring is difficult, I would say, because admiring without acquiring is a personal goal for me. I'm not saying that I've achieved it. I'm not saying that, oh, I have actually done it, because it's still just all of the sneaks, right? It's still all of the reveals that we're seeing right now. I have not really acquired all of these things, but I admire what's being put out there, and I appreciate all of these planner companies that are putting all of these options out there for us, because I believe they're also planner people that understand what we all go through and understand what the struggles that we go through. So they come up with systems that would help solve some of these difficulties that we all go through. For me, I feel the concept of admiring without acquiring is a good thing to aspire for. Knowing what you really need and making sure that when you go through the ups and downs of life, you're able to adapt, or you're able to take a pause and to come back to it at a later point in time. I would say what peace is to me when it comes to planning. And like I said, I don't really believe in the concept of planner peace, what everyone says it is. I hope that this particular conversation helped you to understand what you want to achieve next year, what you want to take stock of. And for me, it's not about the kind of planner or the kind of layouts that you want to get for 2025. I think it's more about learning from what has happened planner wise this year, so that when you approach all of the planner reveals, planner sales that are happening sometime in Q4, that you approach it with a bit more clarity. There are other YouTubers who have had similar conversations like this. I love watching those kinds of videos because it gives me additional insight, and it helps give me more perspective in how I also approach my planning. So I hope that this video is of particular interest to you, and I hope you find value in a conversation like this. I appreciate, again, all of you who are here. That is it for now. And again, thank you for your time, and I hope to see you in the next video.